August, when again? 16th?
August 5th.
5th, shit. Way the fuck back then, now. We took too long to shoot our shot, Ray. Yep. It's still getting shot, but
shit, it's September already, isn't it?
There's nobody there. Yeah, exactly. But there's nobody there, Ray. There might be somebody gets curious, comes back later on to wipe down the missed shot loads from the walls that we participated in.
Welcome to CineQuest Video. On today's episode, we're actually going to be doing a review of The Suicide Squad. Granted, we are a month late, but we have been talking about doing this review for a couple weeks now. It's about a solid month.
Like, we're going to wait for everyone else to say whatever they're going to say first. And then maybe we'll, we're going to wait for them to one out.
We're going to wait for them to see what they say, and then we're going to rip them off.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to shark in for the scraps,
Yeah, get those last minute scrap views on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
But we have been talking about this for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
And there was a few times where we were actually going to record it, but then we didn't.
No.
So here we are.
Yep.
We were waiting for Daniel to watch it.
Yeah.
Still hasn't watched it though.
No, he hasn't. He had his chance. It's his fault we took this long. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll blame Daniel for this one.
Daniel, it's all your fault. Well, thanks.
I didn't watch it in theaters, did you?
Nah.
I saw it on HBO Max the day it came out.
Yeah, me too. HBO Max, that's what I saw it on.
I can say for sure that I really didn't want to watch this in the theater, although in a different instance I probably would, but...
I'm okay with not having checked it in theaters. Not that I wouldn't necessarily have gone. I don't know that I would pay for those tickets. But it was pretty cool. It's sure as the hell fuck better than the original Suicide Squad, just plain Suicide Squad. I think this one is the one. This one had the only difference between this one and that one is it says "the" in the front.
Right.
Some crap. It's pretty much.
I guess
the
they
same.
consider this a soft reboot of the original.
Yeah, I think that's fair and accurate for the most part. It includes some of the same characters and same actors from the first Suicide Squad.
Right. And we're going to try really hard on this
a different story.
This episode to not put any spoilers.
Yeah, it shouldn't be easy enough. Like, really, there's just too much ridiculous shit to go through.
And it's been a month already, so I mean, if you haven't seen it,
that's what you deserve.
So
you'll be fine.
Roland, what did you think of the Suicide Squad?
I really liked it. It's pretty cool, and I picked up a few like little interesting like references here and there as was going along, checking it out. And after the fact,
I honestly didn't have too many worries going in to watch this movie because it's a James Gunn movie.
Was Lloyd Kaufman hiding in there somewhere? He was, right? He was in the bar scene?
He was in the bar scene, yeah.
I missed that.
If James Gunn does a movie, Lloyd Kaufman at this point is going to show up
in there somewhere
randomly.
Just for shits.
I think he came out like twice. He was dancing with one of the girls, and then when they were walking into the bar, he like turns around and is like, "Huh?"
There was another scene that they based on a video game that supposedly James Gunn worked on with that I was somewhat sort of familiar with, and I thought it was a cool little reference. It was true. I think I only followed as much in as much as the actual one of the representatives or workers of the dev team from that particular game responded to him on Twitter saying, "Thanks, if that's true, that's cool, and you're awesome," and all that. The scene where Harley Quinn is just like running through that car, I guess that mansion, just killing people, and she has all those flowers and shit shoot out behind her as like basically the Quinn vision or whatever the fuck is going on in her. Like,
is that what that is?
Yeah, that's pretty much like it's supposed to be. I guess a parody of like what she sort of sees in her crazy fucked up brain.
Oh, see,
the reference was those.
I didn't get it, but I still liked the way it looked. It looked
it
cool,
had a good. It still had a good. It was a good shot and presentation. But the ridiculous bullshit is based on this 360 PS3 game called. Oh shit! The name of the character is Julie Sterling. Some chick that runs around at like she's a monster hunter. She looks like a cheerleader and drags around a chainsaw and like she cuts the head off her boyfriend before he gets turned into a zombie. And then she like casts a spell on him to make his decapitated head survive and just like hooks it on a keychain on her ass or hip and runs through the game. But he had
pretty cool.
I think it's called Lollipop Chainsaw or some shit like that. but he based it on a scene and section of that game. It's pretty cool. It has standard 90s humor kind of shit in there, so you'd probably laugh at a trailer of it, maybe.
I will say that this movie is, and I'm pretty sure you've heard a lot of people say this, is it's very much a James Gunn movie. It's very violent.
Yes.
There's a lot of cursing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of humor as well, which is something I really enjoyed. At first, I
wasn't sure what to think.
There was a lot of hype around this movie.
Yeah.
And at first, when I saw it, it took me a while to determine what my, I guess, rating for this movie would be, because I really liked it.
Yeah, once you get some time to think, though, like
I
thought
look
back at all this ridiculous shit
that's
going on.
I couldn't very well say like, wow, I had a fun time watching it. I don't know why, but
I'm still finding out references that were
as I think about it, and I watched it again. I actually did like this movie.
Oh, you've
a lot.
seen it again? How many
I
times
saw it
have you
twice.
watched it?
I've seen it twice.
Okay.
I did like this movie a lot. It was a lot of fun. I love all the characters.
Are you familiar with the comic book series much at all?
I'm
Suicide
not
Squad?
at all. So I'm basing all my opinions strictly on the movie itself. And I mean, when I went into the first one, I went in hyped to watch that one. I had probably more hyped to watch that one, and
it shit the bed.
And it shit the bed. So
hard with like nuts and all that stuff in there. It's not good.
You know, like at some point or another, when you're watching a movie
poo,
and you start like frowning your brow, you know, you're just kind of
yeah. You feel the rage and the migraine or whatever start to build up in the front of your face.
I went to go watch it with Jamie, and Jamie was like totally like smashed when he was watching it.
Didn't he love it? I forgot.
He loved it, but like
only because he took it in a different way. Like Jamie was probably just like watching a shitload of crappy music videos.
Well, he was just kind of into Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, which she did a really good job, I think. But
the Harley Quinn booty duty.
Right. So if he's already in that state of mind, you know, his perception of the movie
Jamie
is
has like
skewed.
Yeah, well,
it's skewed.
He's got low expectations.
Low standards.
Expectations. Yeah, standards would be the next one up if you want.
I mean,
to be
Jamie
more
really
accurate,
doesn't like movies too much.
No.
You'd be surprised at the movies that he does like a lot.
Yeah, I have been before.
And not to say that all his movies are bad, but there's some stinkers in there. Why would anybody watch certain movies numerous times is beyond me. But
I mean, he every time I asked him about anything, he'd say it was because Marissa wanted to see it. So I just all right, I'll let it go with that. I'm like, okay, Jamie, just don't this other shit then, you prick.
I've never seen him more excited than recently when he got us that movie, Space Boobs from the Boob
wasn't
Planet
that,
or something.
Yeah, Space Boobs from Planet Boob.
What mostly?
What do I enjoy about this, or what do I know
What was
about
your
it?
most enjoyable part about this movie? You seem to have liked it.
I mean, there are quite a few. Like, this sort of made me think again of very much of how James Gunn which of the Marvel movies did he direct was
That's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, right? So this pretty much ran like the same thing to me, but for DC characters. So like, then the next step up, it's rated R. So
well, at this point, I've come to realize that any James Gunn movie I will probably enjoy. I've enjoyed mostly everything that he's done.
Yeah.
I think Sliver was like the first one that I noticed.
Never checked
who
it
he
out.
was. That was like one of my favorites. And I mean, he did Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
Classic.
I mean, those were the early days. You got him. That's what sent him.
He also
on
did
his way to
Scooby Doo,
fame.
which I actually did enjoy as well. And I didn't know it was him who did that. So,
did he do the sequel as well? You're talking about the live action one with like Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Freddie Prinze and
whatever the fuck those other people.
I also liked
the guy that played Shaggy. I forgot that guy. He's actually kind of funny.
Matthew Lillard.
Wasn't that like one of the last things he did?
He doesn't seem like he ages ever, man. Like,
no, well, like he didn't for a while, but now, like
but
he's doing a family sitcom.
I think he was like in his 40s when he did fucking Scooby Doo, man.
Yeah, doing the fucking Shaggy.
I did like the beginning of this movie. It kind of took a little twist that I wasn't expecting, especially with one of the characters that I thought was hoping that wouldn't be in this movie for a long time.
We're talking about. You're talking about
just quick spoiler.
Not to give a spoiler. Wait.
No, I'm throwing this out there. It's a spoiler.
Suicide Squad had two teams, and are you referring to someone from the first team?
Yes, and I mean I just say his name right away. So like spoiler, spoiler.
Nathan
Pete
Fillion?
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Oh man, that went exactly as I expected.
I wasn't expecting that because
you thought he was going to survive? Or
well, I didn't think he was going to be taken out
a part of the plot.
I didn't think he was going to be taken out the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I was hoping. I was thinking maybe second or third guy. I'm like, oh no, they're giving him front row. All right,
to get shot,
kill his ass. That's great, and he's happy with it. Yep, he's doing him. Yep, nope, he's dead now. Cool.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, that was acceptable. I was happy with that.
Any standout characters for you in this one?
I mean, most of the ones that were in that first team were pretty fucking hilarious, in that how all of their reactions kind of went out of left field when they were getting murdered on the beach.
I did like the dynamic between that first team, but I mean, I was also laughing when they fucking.
If I had to pick, like, I really did like most of the scenes involving blood sports character and
is it Bloodsport?
I forget if it's. I thought Bloodshot is the Will Smith's character. I think from the first.
Deadshot?
Is it Deadshot? Fuck, I forget if it was Bloodshot or Blood. Idris Elba and fucking John Cena's characters had pretty cool scenes. Like when they're competing with each other to see who can outdo or murder.
That was a good scene.
Their victims or whatever. Peacemaker, yeah. John Cena did a good job. I only know a little bit about the comics, but he did a pretty cool job of representing the character. I was telling Daniel before, or was it you? Fuck, I don't remember now, because Daniel hasn't seen the fucking movie, you bitch. That there are certain characters across the comic book movie industry or whatever, and like comic book to movie industry that where they set an actor and that actor actually goes into the comics as far as their face,
Oh, so
the way they look, their likeness
John
goes.
Cena's
It becomes
like likeness in there.
So he pretty much already had it before, like the likeness of Peacemaker, and I can sort of see it becoming more set for him in the future because of how he did such a good job. But there are other easier people, like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, as like his shitty goatee and that annoying smug bitch look of his throughout.
That's very Tony Stark.
Yes, that's very Tony Stark. Has bled from the movies back into the comics, and now he has that face. And I think a bit the same with what's his face who plays Thor, Chris some shit or another, Hemsworth, has now sort of done the same, and a few of the other characters. Fucking even the other Chris, the America's ass, Captain America's Chris Evans has gone.
Yeah, man. I mean, now I see
his likeness adopted.
I think Chris Evans. I automatically think he's Captain America. So
yeah. I think I was sort of aware of here and there of some of the Suicide Squad comics from the '90s and some of the more current ones, and yeah, they it's pretty much the same shit that you see. Like it keeps the same plot from the first one, because that's also like the standard plot from the comics. That's crazy bitch ass. Government director Waller is like murderous as fuck, sends people in and like lets them get fucking torn apart or whatever. Or
I did like the folks who were working in the government agency. Like they're all betting and shit like that.
Yeah,
that
they're assholes.
Yeah.
But even then, it was kind of funny that how some of them had their limits.
yeah.
But yeah, a bunch of pricks.
They're not completely cold-blooded killers,
They're not, but they're still shitty people too. And it's kind of shown at the end when like it has the spoilers. Peacemaker, was it ending credit scene? The fuck do you
when
call
he's
that
like
shit?
Alive and shit.
Yeah, when he's alive and on the that bed or whatever, recovering, and those two from the team show up and they're like, why are we why are we taking care of this guy? He's an asshole. And then the other worker was like, well, like Waller's probably punishing us, so here we are. Like this is how we ended up here, or whatever. Like they're all assholes. They're all fucking shitty. So it would be kind of cool to see if he ends up, if his character ends up having his own off series or off movie from it. I think there have been people talking about that bullshit off and on for a while. Not necessarily saying it's going to happen, but.
I did have a few standout characters that I liked. Was the polka dot guy?
Yeah.
The Shark Man.
What's the actor's name? David Dalmaskin
I don't remember.
Or something.
I know he came out in he was in at some point.
He's been in a few like of the WB CW, excuse me, DC.
Yeah,
shows.
that's what I'm saying. Like I know him from Gotham.
He's also, I think the first thing I saw him in was one of the nutballs dressed as a security guard in The Dark Knight.
That's true. Yeah.
When he's the first guy that what's his face? His character Two-Face is flipping the coins to. Mm-hmm. When he has his heel change, he becomes an evil bitch, and it's him. So, but he's also been, I think, in the Flash TV series. I forgot which villain he was. And,
I don't recall that, but I just remember him from Gotham
and a few others. He's a pretty cool dude. He's a comic book writer. He has his own little series and stuff that he promotes here and there. And
oh no,
I forgot
shit.
what it was called. Yeah, it was sort of like I think from the little I looked at it, it's some kind of like supernatural voodoo biker chick character. Forgot her name, but yeah, he does a lot of other little things along the side. That he's basically a big geek, and it was cool. That was a cool character. I always liked how he joked about being fucking insane. And then you actually get a look through his eyes.
Yeah.
and yeah, like if I saw my mom, like my dead mother superimposed over everyone's goddamn faces or whatever, or if everyone was my mother, I should say, I'd probably be a little on edge all the time too.
I think that ending where he sees his mother.
Oh, as the alien?
As like a kaiju character?
Fucking, yeah, the Godzilla mom.
That probably got like the biggest laugh out of me.
Yeah.
And I was actually surprised at how James Gunn approached his character. I don't know much about the character, but I'm...
The alien character? Or
no. The polka dot.
Polka dot, yeah.
Because again, I'm not too familiar with the character from the comic books. But
it's somewhat close, but in this one, it's obviously a lot more tragic.
Right. No, well,
because he's
I'm
a
just,
really old character.
I'm just saying because like
and those ones are usually.
I wasn't
boring.
sure how
I'm evil and I have the power of polka dots. Man, you know.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like I wasn't sure like how he's gonna approach that, but it's looked good on the screen.
Yeah. It was easy as fuck to see what was gonna happen though. Like I never expected he was gonna survive. I figured they'd give him his own like little somewhat pseudo semi-hero moment and then fucking kill him off. I thought it was a cool little story. It's a very tight little brief. Just all right. Let's go drop you on this island and go do some shit. See if you survive at the end.
Just a general fun movie for me.
Yeah. I really didn't pay attention to the music, to the sound tracks, though, or to the score.
It fit well. It was very much James Gunn, like Guardians of the Galaxy or some shit like that. Like,
so did he just use a bunch of oldies and shit? We were listening to, like, the Supremes or whatever. Nothing
really stands out necessarily. It wasn't as prominent as it was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. But it still fit pretty well.
Yeah.
Because like DC kind of tried to pull that shit too.
Yeah.
But they had the person who actually did it in those Marvel movies, so it worked a lot better.
Well, yeah.
For someone who probably understands
somehow. And like, I don't know. It was very random how I think that whole thing came about with James Gunn
when they pulled that shit with like
getting him kicked out of Marvel or whatever.
Captain Marvel. Yeah. And they tried to put like a lot of 90s songs in there, and I was just like, this is just
because it was more of a period piece.
It was forced.
Or trying to,
It seemed forced.
Yeah. It made me think of that Wonder Woman movie, even though I still haven't seen it. The sequel.
Don't even bother.
The references were too fucking cheesy or whatever. Didn't gel well.
That's why it's called 1984. Right?
Anyways, so
what's your rating for this movie?
I'll give this a 4.20.
Reasoning for that?
That was a good movie. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but why go into that bullshit? I'd go check it out in theaters if, again, I didn't have to pay for tickets. Otherwise, I'd just check it out at home.
I just want some tickets to go see Suicide Squad.
Although I don't know where it's going to be available from here on, because I think it was only going to
I think it was on HBO Max for like a month.
Yeah. I don't know where
that month is over already, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell they're going to go, if at all, anywhere else outside of the movie, the box office airings, which I think it's still, you can still check it out right now.
Oh yeah, it's on
maybe
theaters.
For another week or two.
I will give it a 4.5. I like James Gunn.
Is that it? Is that the only reason you didn't?
It was violent.
You weren't attracted to any of the little rats running around, the many overpowered as fuck, unstoppable.
I like was it
Ray-Bys?
I feel like I'm not going to pronounce his name right. Waititi.
Taika Waititi's character as Ratcatcher Pappy.
Yeah, like he's doing he's like doing fucking heroin and shit.
Yeah, but then like he's acting like fucking Hagrid or something. You know, he's real wholesome and nice. And like, oh, let's give her a little hug.
Yeah, and then you just see him like fucking shooting.
Yeah, it was pretty funny to see like how those scenes were just flopped on together. Or whatever.
Right.
Like, this is a flashback. It's not starting out well. Oh, it's getting better. Nope, ends like shit. But still,
I like
a warm feeling inside.
I liked all the characters. I'm glad some of the other characters got more play than Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah,
because I mean she had her moment.
They were going to do the same shit with her like they did before and just kind of give her more scrreen time. And they didn't. Like everyone, I think had like a pretty fair.
Yeah, I think everyone
amount of time. Even that fucking non-intelligible talking shark that was voiced by Sylvester Stallone of all people for some fucking reason.
That was pretty
like
good.
It's you know what they even did this shit there. Like I was just thinking of how fucking James Gunn pulled another bullshit, across from Marvel and into DC, but fucking Groot, right? Like in
that was Guardians of the Galaxy.
In Guardians of the Galaxy, is voiced by Vin Diesel, and the same kind of like flipped character because they're pretty much the same thing. Like they're the shark and Groot are both sort of dopey and strong as fuck, or flexed as fuck, and they get Sylvester Stallone to out for this bullshit. And that was really funny to me. Now that I think about it, cool though. I wonder how much they paid him.
It's safe to say that we both enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
That'll be it for this rating, or this review. Oh, if you like this review, please comment, subscribe, like, comment below, subscribe, like, comment below, subscribe, like, comment below. In that order, or you can reverse it, or kind of mix and match, whichever you want to do.
Peace.
Do you like subscribing?
No.
You don't like subscribing?
I hate it.
Aren't you like subscribed to like a million fucking channels on YouTube?
Maybe. I mean, depends on which account you're talking about. I have multiple profiles, right? You can do that.
Oh, you have multiple YouTube profiles?
No, just
liar.
Just full of shit. I have playlists, right? That's all I need.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I don't like that.
Support the podcast below, or buy merch below and all that kind of stuff. Like, click the stuff down there. That'll be it for us.
See ya.